to Hawaii Preparatory Academy in Waimea. I'm sure plenty of you have seen in the news or on social media people talking about climate change, global warming, and everyone's opinion about it. Well, it wasn't until last year when I was able to form my own opinion because I only started learning and researching about it that same year. And today, reflecting back on my childhood as a kid, I realized that I grew up ignorant and unaware of what was happening around me. When I was 7, I attended a camp that was based on nature. I was taken around the island and exposed to different environments, and I remember being amazed at how beautiful they all were. And I remember thinking, well, if it's beautiful here in Hawaii, it must be beautiful everywhere, right? But no one told me it was any different. So growing up, I had this idea that our environment was thriving. But later on, I learned that it was a lie. Yes, our Earth is beautiful, but climate change is destroying it. Our ice is melting, sea levels are rising, our corals are dying, our animal habitats are getting destroyed, and natural disasters like hurricanes are getting bigger and occurring more often. The more kids that aren't aware of what's going on, the worse our world is going to get. But what if we teach kids the right information about our environment at the age of 8 or 9? At that age, I knew little to no information about climate change and how it was affecting our environment. And so during that stage of a child's life, they're going through the phase of rapid development change and cognitive growth, where they develop different skills, start to think deeper, logically, and more abstractly. They are also more qualified to grasp at the idea of climate change. We need to start teaching and including the right information about climate change for students at the appropriate age, which will help them make better choices in the future and become a part of the solution to the problem that is climate change. Sadly, these kids aren't getting the right information because most teachers aren't properly educated about the current research. Kids are creative, innovative thinkers, and they are future leaders. And what they learn now, they then can take throughout the rest of their life. According to a survey published in Science, it found that 70% of teachers are not aware that global warming is predominantly human-caused, or they are teaching the wrong information. And these kids are receiving mixed messages about climate change. And for those reasons, they can't go out and make a change or be engaged in the solutions in our environment, which concerns me and it should concern us all. So what is the right information? Well, I was thinking the exact same thing throughout the process of my capstone project when I was given the opportunity to present climate change to a third grade classroom, and when I participated in my school's TEDx youth event where I talked about the importance of teaching climate change to students at the specific age of 8 or 9. I had to research and fact check a lot of information I was getting, and so I went to various reliable websites like NASA Climate Kids, Climate Change Communication, and Next Generation Science. And all of these websites gave me science-based evidence information about climate change that I could use to benefit my project. Like someone once told us, nothing good ever comes easy. And my capstone project process was a roller coaster of challenges and successes. I had to develop different skills to solve my problems with critical thinking. I stepped out of my comfort zone and went beyond myself to reach out and communicate with my peers, and I had to put a lot of time and effort into what I was doing. But it was definitely all worth it in the end. Even after being lucky enough to have the opportunity to educate and reach the 80 students and sharing my knowledge to the 100 people in the audience of my TED Talk event, I still feel like I haven't done enough and that I need to do more. As a result of this project, teachers are reaching out to me and asking me to work with them and do more. My plan by December 31st is that I want to go into at least 2 more classrooms and educate the students about climate change and the solutions. My call to action for all of you is to start advocating and talking to schools to include climate change in the curriculum, as well as educating yourselves and taking your experiences, your knowledge, and spreading it to others. In order to solve the problem of climate change, I say ignorance is not bliss, and kids need to be informed at the suitable age to be the change agents we need in our communities. Thank you.